Do you want Emerald 4? Well, guess what? I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and ideas so you can get Emerald 4 very fast, and the best way to get Emerald 4. So I'm gonna first start talking about what rank you are. It depends on what rank first you are and to what strategy for what strategies for you to use. For example, let's say you're gold. If you're gold, then you probably gain. I got some proofs. You're gonna get an image on the screen right now, and in gold you gain like 18, 14, and when you lose like 5. So yeah, I've kind of like studied the RP games and stuff. So if you're gold, you can solo queue, duo queue, trio queue, whatever you want to do, you can do that. You don't have to worry about getting a full queue or something. Well, if you're gold, you can just do that until you get emerald, or I'll get to that soon. All right. Now, if you're plat, stuff gets a little bit harder. You start to lose. I think you lose like 7. Yeah, I got a screenshot where you lose 7, and you gain. Let me check how much you gain. So you lose 7. All right. So I just asked my friend and said they gain plus 10 in plat. So plus 10 and minus 7. No, it's not that bad. So you can I say you can still solo queue or duo queue, whatever, when you're plat. Now, when you get to diamond, you can keep doing that. You can still solo queue or whatever, since you gain like 10 and lose like, no, you gain like 8 and lose like 10. Yeah, you gain 8 and lose 10 in diamond. So I'd say if you get a lot of wins, you could still do. I wouldn't recommend solo queue though. I would recommend duo or trio queue for diamond. Anyways, now let's say you're emerald 1 or you're diamond 4 and you want to get emerald 4. Here's when it gets real interesting. All right, so how do you get emerald 4? Well, the best way, if you're a diamond 4, like diamond 3, diamond 2, or I wouldn't say diamond 1. Actually, no, diamond. I'd say from diamond 4 and emerald, I'd say you should do some. I'd say you should full queue. You could do squad queue. That isn't too bad. It's just a little risky. I recommend full queue, but although you could do squad queue, but I would recommend full queue if you're emerald 1 and trying to get emerald 4. I think I would say that's the best way to gain RP to get emerald 4, and I would recommend the following kits: Caitlyn, Xeno, Metal, Star, and Ren. That's what I recommend for the full queue strats. But you guys could do. It depends really on the team. Some teams, it depends if you are you good with headhunters. Do you have good chemistry? Then you could do 2 Caitlyn, 1 Xeno, 1 Metal, 1 Ren. See, the bad thing with that is that 2 Caitlyn, 1 Xeno. You have no cycler kit, so you're just gonna have to get map control. So that's what you're gonna do. It just depends really on how does your team operate. What strats is your team good with? Do you have good aim, PvP, or game sense? Anyways, let's say you don't want to do 2 Caitlyn, or you don't want to use a star. Well, you can still do other strats. You could do, oh yeah, and if you're not good with Xeno, if you don't want to use Xeno, then you could do Lassie, Caitlyn, Star, Metal, and Ren. So you don't have to use Xeno. You can either use Xeno or Lassie. So this is just the strats that you can use if you want a full queue, and I would say that is the best way to get an emerald 4. I would say that is the best way for full queue, because if you're gonna solo queue at emerald, the chances that you go into emerald 4 for emerald 1 by solo queue, duo queue, trio queue is not that high, because, well, personally I gain 8 and lose 18 in emerald 1, so I don't really recommend duo, trios, or solo queue. You can do if you want to, but risky. I'd recommend squad queue or full queue, although squad queue is still a bit risky. I'd just recommend full queue, but squad queue, you can do it if you're really, really desperate for RP. But yeah, you have to have, what strat do you guys want to do? You want to do map control strat to Caitlyn Xeno, or you want to have a star that cycles for you and helps out your job with HP and all the critical stars and stuff. You have to figure out what team fits you and what you are best with, so you can operate a correct, good, organized strategy to get RP and win. Anyways, yeah. So emerald, if you're at emerald 1, I recommend you full queue. If you're a diamond, you can trio queue. If you're plat or gold, you can just solo queue, duo queue, trio queue, whatever. But I recommend if you're emerald 1 or diamond 4, you should full queue, so you can get. So that's probably the best way to get emerald 4, by full queuing. And yeah, when you full queue, you're probably gonna meet solo queuers, duo queuers, trio queuers. You might meet, when you do a full queue, because you're not always gonna verse full queuers. But yeah, that is it for the video, and I hope this will help you guys, and peace.